Hi Cancers, welcome to Tarot in the Dark. My name is Tori. Tonight we're going to take a look at the upcoming week of Monday, June 9th through Sunday, June 15th. There is a full moon in Sag this week on Wednesday the 11th. This is all about expansion, growth, opportunities to seek and gain knowledge on different things, situations, subjects, topics, etc. And before I started your reading, I heard that this has something to do with your legacy. I don't know if that has anything to do with the reading or not, but there's something to do with your legacy this week that I think is going to be revealed to you. Okay, the bottom of the deck we have peace. I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. There's fear here in regards to a specific situation. Maybe you have, okay, I'm just tell you what I'm picking up on. I'm picking up on an energy of someone that has fears concerning matters of the heart. I realize that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Okay, this feels like someone is concerned with matters of the heart, and the fear is in regards to whether or not you're going to reach the destiny or legacy that you truly desire. Maybe that's where the legacy is coming into play. Like you could be at an age where you're like, you know what? Okay, yeah, I'm going to take all three of those, but you could be at an age where you are in a space where you're like, you know what, it's time for me to get settled down. Like, because I'm hearing the ticking time bomb, right? Or like my clock is running out. That's how it feels. Feels like somebody's concerned about their, what's it called? What's the clock that runs when you're like, you want to have a baby at a certain age? That's how this feels. Like you are trying to force something that isn't ready yet. So it's like a premature like birth. Like you want something and you're afraid that you're not going to get it. It does feel to me like you want to be married, you want to have a relationship, you want to have a baby, you want to buy a house at a certain time. There is some type of fears regarding how things are going to turn out in your life. And what Spirit is showing you here is that with this change, with things that happen in life, there has to be an acceptance of divine flow. Eventually, one sublime desire takes precedence over all others to follow the Tao, the divine flow, at all costs. It feels to me too, I don't know if you probably noticed, I'm having a hard time getting my words out. I think that this has been something that's been very challenging for you. I think that you may have had a few false starts. That's how this feels. Like maybe you've got into a relationship with someone and then it didn't work out. You thought they were going to be your divine counterpart and it didn't work out. You thought you were going to be getting married and it didn't work out. There's something about things constantly changing in your life. And I do honestly think that this may have something to do with you not necessarily like putting out there your specifics, right? So for example, if you want someone who likes the color blue, you got to put that out there. I need someone that likes the color blue. Say, for example, you like to, I don't know, go to the movies every Friday night. You want somebody who can do that with you, right? Otherwise, you're going to have to sacrifice the things that you love to be with somebody, which is okay as well. But I think that there's clarity that needs to be put out in regards to what it is that you truly desire, okay? One thing I would caution you on is not focusing too much on what you don't want, but focusing more on the things that you do desire to draw those things in rather than, inadvertently drawing in the things that you don't want. And trust me, I know all about this because I have put out so many things that I did not want. And I will tell you almost every single one of those things that I did not want, I got. I remember when I was younger, I was single back in the days, and this is before I had any like serious relationships or anything, and I was at this singles class that we had at church, and they said write down everything that you don't want in a partner and then write down everything you do want. Well, I have more don'ts than do's, and what ended up happening was almost everything on my don't list I ended up getting in my previous marriage, and it was just a disaster, guys. So be careful. Be careful of what you put out there. It's better to just put out what you desire so that you bring those things and not focus on the negative. I guess I'm giving this message for a reason, because it seems to me like your fears could be rooted in the negatives and in catastrophizing and maybe some not so beneficial thoughts in regards to what you can actually have and what you desire. The bottom of the deck is the signs. Instincts are the message from the inner divine. When you have a feeling, when it feels like something is off, when it feels like you have to juggle in order for something to fit, you have to accept that that's not a part of the divine flow and release it. Be at peace with releasing things, people, situations that don't necessarily align with where you want to go. Okay, with the Three of Cups out right off the bat, it makes me feel like these could be people that you have to release due to, yep, the devil. All right, I should have shut up, but I should have just told you what I was thinking first. But it feels like these are people that you have to release that are friends, people that you really feel like you have close connections with, you have fun with them, but maybe you can't trust them, right? Maybe you feel like you have to defend yourself against them. Well, also too, with the devil here, I'm also picking up on someone that may have, like, maybe you have like strong sexual chemistry with somebody and you're like, godly, I really don't want to have to release that energy because, you know, like, look, this is like my happy place. Okay, like this is my happy place. I don't want to release this because I enjoy it. However, it's not aligned with the divine flow. Okay, it's not in alignment with your best interest. It doesn't have your best interest at hand. It doesn't mean that these are bad people at all. It doesn't mean that at all. It just means that these individuals don't align with where God wants to take you, with where Spirit has for you to go. Because look at this Hermit and the Sun here. This is just saying that there's more for you to gain and to learn along the pathway before your happiness comes in. And there's also a lesson in this is for you to assess your truth and to embrace it, rather than to, because I feel like if you stay around these people, there's going to be an imbalance in who you are. I feel like you would have to be and act like someone other than who you are in order for these people to stay in your circle. There's something in regards to these people that you would have to defend, okay? It could be a belief, it could be a thought, it could be an idea. There's something that you have that is opposing to these other parties or this other party. And yeah, they do seem like they're a lot of fun, but it's showing that it's time for you to close this cycle out for your peace of mind. And in order for you, this could even be the other person, in order for you or the other person or both to really find true happiness, you're going to have to close this out. Another message that's coming through too, Cancers, is that in order for you to be able to find true happiness, you really need to go within. And the Hermit is alone because he understands the benefit of spiritual seeking independently, right? The spiritual venture, the spiritual life. He understands that in order to be a wise teacher and a guru in the spirit realm, he has to ride solo. It doesn't mean this is forever. What's being recalled in my mind right now is it's reminding me of when Jesus isolated himself from his disciples up on the mount. Was that like Mount Sinai? I think something like that. He isolated himself on the mountain in order for him to seek guidance and to connect with God directly, right? And then his disciples, he was like, hey, you guys watch and pray while I go up here. He came back and they were all sleeping. That's what God is showing me about these people. Like, you're on a mission to seek higher spiritual knowledge, wisdom, and divine guidance, direction. You want what's truly meant for you. You want love that is going to be illuminating in your life. You want love that does not leave or come with baggage, right? You don't want love that you have to walk away from at some point. I think you're looking for something more balanced and stable. If this isn't love, this is just partnerships and friendships in general. You don't want mundane relationships that exhaust you, that make you feel defensive, that make you have to stand your ground and protect what it is that is close to your heart. That's the Seven of Wands energy. You want peace in relationships. And these individuals are not allowing you peace. They're creating some type of imbalance within you. And there's unhealthy attachments here because you have emotional connections to these individuals. And the question or the ask or the situation that's arising this week is simply for you to accept that some things, even though you love them, are not necessarily for you. Now, one thing I love about the Eight of Cups is that the Eight of Cups is walking away from emotional baggage. It's walking away from emotional trauma, but it's also going towards your destiny, your happiness, the Nine of Cups, right? It's going towards the light. In traditional tarot, this is like a light over here. It's going towards the light. You're coming out of the dark with this Eight of Cups energy, walking towards the light. So you're walking towards the sun by walking away from these things. The longer you hold on to them, the more oppressed you're going to feel within, and it's also going to block your spiritual abilities to elevate. Okay, so Spirit is just asking you to release what no longer serves you and to do it afraid. Okay, Cancers, do it afraid. Alrighty, I hope that this resonates with you. This was a kind of a deep reading, but I know you'll get it. You're already there. There's peace that's within you. There's just a matter of acceptance, and acceptance comes with action. And I think that's the request and the ask for you this week, or the advice, is to simply take the steps necessary. You have two cards representing forward movement here. And happiness is on its way to you, but you got to be content with yourself and with your divine path, and know that it's the path that's best for you, no matter who gets left behind. All right, Cancers, thanks for watching. If you're still here, drop the sun emoji in the comments for me, or leave another comment, because the sun is absolutely heading your way. I hope that this resonates. This is beautiful. I love these types of messages because it just shows how truly connected we are to Spirit, for the willingness to be able to offer this advice to us, right? For us to be illuminated to this information is such a gift. Anyhow, I just thought I'd share that with you. Have a great week. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Bye.